So it is no secret that I've played a ton of different Castle Crasher mods, and that's why I'm making this video, where I'm going to showcase all the characters I've played from these different mods. And also, yeah, I know it's been a hot second since I made a tier list video. But anyways, the first modded character I'm going to talk about is the Conehead Groom. Now this was like the first ever modded character I played as, and he is a pretty good one. His attacks are pretty nice, and his magic is definitely OP, so for that, I'm gonna give him an A tier. The next guy we got is the Industrial Prince. Now the cool thing about this guy is he has 5 different magic types, 4 of them being from the 4 starting knights, and another one just being bombs. So he's pretty versatile. I think that was a cool addition to give him the extra bomb magic. So I'm gonna also give him an A tier right behind the Conehead. Okay, here we go. Now we got Finn. Now Finn was actually the first completely modded character I played as. As you know, these two were like bosses and you just got to play as them. But yeah, I really like this guy since he has water magic. And I feel like his heavy magic is so interesting since it gives out fish when you hit enemies with it. So that's why I'm gonna give him an S tier. Now for the battle damaged Grey Knight. Now this guy's magic is pretty simple since it's just arrows, but I really like his light magic as it sends out 3 flaming arrows that do pretty good damage, and his heavy magic is also pretty broken as it sends down a couple giant arrows that just do tons of damage. The only problem with this guy is I found it a little bit boring that it's just all arrows for his magic, so that's why I'm just gonna put him in the B tier. Next we got the modded Cult Minion. Now this portrait isn't actually what he looks like, but I thought it'd be a good representation of him since he's pretty OP, and this guy's magic is actually insanely interesting as this guy has crystal and flame magic, and I had a lot of fun playing with this guy, and I feel like his magic was a big improvement to the vanilla Cult Minion, so that's why I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Now for the playable Barbarian boss. Now this guy was one of the coolest Castle Crasher mods I ever played. He was actually the first big boss you could play as. Like I know you could play as the Conehead and the Industrial Prince, but those are like the same size as the Knights, and the Barbarian boss is huge. Also, his magic is absolutely crazy. I'll just play a couple clips of what his magic is because, you know, there's kind of a lot of them. And also the video I made about him did really well, so yeah, that's a little bonus point for him. But nonetheless, this guy is absolutely amazing. Another S tier. Now for the playable Hair Troll. This guy was another cool playable boss. To be honest, I had no idea what his magic was gonna be, and it was pretty interesting since he threw like a flaming log and he also just spat on his enemies, which I thought was really creative. But anyways, I thought this guy was really interesting. Nothing absolutely crazy about him, but I'm still gonna give him a B tier. And now for the elemental tornadoes. Now what this mod did was it actually had all the starting knights get their own elemental tornadoes, but since they're all really similar, I'm just gonna combine it into one unit. And you know, these were pretty cool, nothing really crazy. They were just pretty much like a bear or sarsen tornado that either did fire, ice, electricity, or poison. So I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. And now I'm gonna be talking about the Jester. He has kind of like evil magic. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I'll pull up some gameplay showing off his magic. One of my favorite parts about this guy was that when you got to low health and an enemy tried to hit you, there would be like an explosion below you that just sent flames everywhere. And since I thought that was a really cool addition, I'm gonna have to give him an A tier right behind the Industrial Prince. And before I get into these last 5 characters, I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of August, so it would mean a ton to me if you just check the subscribe button. Anyways, back to the video. The Yellow Knight is definitely one of my favorite guys out there. He has 4 different magic types and they're all extremely creative. The first one being vanishing into thin air, the second one being stunning all the enemies on the screen, the third one having him summon magnifying glasses from the sky, and his final magic ability was to throw light bulbs at people. And considering all of this, I'm giving this guy an easy S tier. Now we got the Mushroom Man. I'm not exactly sure what these last 4 guys' names are, so I'll kind of just be making up my own names for them. But anyways, this guy has mushroom magic, which I find to be pretty interesting. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but he's still definitely a cool modded character. So for that, I'm gonna have to slip him into the B tier. Now we got the Bomber. His magic is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's just bombs coming from the sky, and although I think it is a decent concept, it's not crazy game breaking or anything, so I'm also gonna slip him into the C tier. Now we got the Stove Face, And yeah, as you can see, he's literally just a stove face. But anyways, my favorite part about this guy's magic was that he can drop anvils from the sky, and I can't exactly remember his light magic off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was just a standard magic, so I'm gonna also put him into the B tier. And now for the final character, we got the gnome. Now this is a funky character. His heavy magic heals you, and his light magic throws acorns. This guy does have some interesting magic, but it's really not that crazy, so I'm gonna leave him in the C tier. And there we go, that is every single modded character, at least that I've played, in Castle Crashers put into a tier list. I'm also going to link all the videos of these guys' gameplay down in the description, and I'll also be linking the channels of the people who created these mods, so definitely go check them out. Anyways, that's it for the video. See you in the next one.